We live in a world of fine wine. This cannot be the standard. We can do better. You deserve better. We deserve exceptional wine. Hello there, winos. Okay, so we are back in front of the tree for today because the sun is just being weird right now. I will likely oscillate back and forth between locations until I find my new home location. Let me know in the comments which background you prefer. All right, today I have Flowers Pinot. Now, this is a producer that has really been annoying me lately. I have seen them absolutely everywhere on any fine dining or even just sort of like mid-tier dining. Not that I like do fine dining every day, it's actually part of my day job to visit lots of restaurants. But this wine has just been everywhere, the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir. So I want to pop the cork on this bad boy today and find out why is Flowers in every restaurant on today's Wine Lab. Hey, thanks for joining me. And before we get started today, if you want to be a winocerist, hit subscribe on this channel to become a wino today. I put out new videos very sporadically, so be sure to hit this bell icon to stay notified for more great wine content. Okay, let's get a closer look at the bottle here. So we have a sort of nice burgundy colored capsule there, and it's got the Flowers logo on the top in that gold flower there, kind of pretty. The label is fairly simple here, just flowers with Sonoma coast and their emblem right there on the corner, Pinot Noir and 2020 vintage. And I do believe that all of their labels are this simple. The only difference would be the additional vineyard notes on there. So for example, the Sea View vineyard, I think is what it is, Sea Cliff, Sea View, that they have would be listed on the label as well. Okay, the back just dives into their story a little bit about the Flowers family, hence the name there, and being in the Sonoma area. Their base level is a $40 wine. Now, I've seen it for about $35 or so. I bought it for I think $37, but this is in that $35 to $40 tier. This is just the base level. They have single vineyard wines that push up to the 60s and 70s, and then super reserve wines that are into the 80s and 90s. And I believe it's the base level Pinot that I've been seeing in restaurants. So without further ado, let's pop it open and see how it goes. Oh, that's kind of pretty. And there it is. Okay, let's go ahead and get this in the glass here. It's coming out looking really rosy and beautiful as it's pouring. Okay, I put a white paper down just so I could see this a little bit better. Yeah, so it does have sort of a nice kind of purple hues, purple violet hues, which is a little bit different for me for a Pinot. So this is sort of this really nice rosy purple color here with some violet along the edge of the glass and deepening into a deep sort of reddish violet color on the base here. You know, I have to say I don't hang out with too many Sonoma Pinots, so this might actually be pretty typical for them. And I'll tell you, I can smell this from right here. My face is about a foot away from the glass, and it just is extremely aromatic, and I am getting some legs on the glass as well, speaking to the viscosity. Otherwise, it is clear and clean. Okay, let's take the nose. Damn, that is really pleasant right away, but what I want to do here is be super analytical on this wine because I really want to answer that question, why is this everywhere? And of course, that immediate pleasing factor is going to play a large part. Okay, the wine is clean. It is medium plus intensity on here. It is jumping out of the glass. But behind that, there is not a lot of complexity, and that's kind of what I experienced with their Chardonnay, which I had recently. Yeah, so this is like cranberry, raspberry, a little bit of blackberry. It's all of those berries, cherry, strawberry. Underneath that, you're getting stony minerality in there as well. Not too much in the way of oak. Yeah, I'm really reaching for any other complexity in here. Maybe a kiss of black olive, but I'm really reaching for that now. Okay, let's get it on the palate. That took a long time to hit me. This is so interesting. So here's the thing. This wine has a super long finish. But why do I start with the finish? That's because it was almost non-existent on the palate. Yeah, that intensity level seriously drops on the palate. I am not getting much flavor until the finish of this wine. So I said I wanted to be analytical. Let's do it. Okay, for a Pinot, I would say medium acidity, but for wine in general, yeah, maybe medium plus acidity. So somewhere in between there. There is maybe medium tannin on here. I am getting a little bit of grip actually, and maybe a kiss of phenolic bitterness in there too. I'm getting a strong astringent sensation on my tongue. The flavor profile did not get any more complex. It has all those berries and some of that stony minerality, which is actually a little bit more peppery now on the palate. The wine is dry. The alcohol is not too strong. I would say it's about between a 13.5 and 14. 13.5, yeah. Is the wine balanced? Yes, it's balanced. Winos, the issue that I'm having is the issue I was hoping really not to have, and that is that there's not a lot going on with it. The main flavors that I'm getting are on the finish. It's fine on the palate. It's not overwhelmingly pleasing. The nose is loud and pretty, but it's really one note. I would say that's the whole description for this wine. It's very one note. Structurally, it's fine. It's way better than a lot of those $20 sub wines you can get, but I would honestly price this at $32, 30, 32, between 28 and 32 is probably fine on this. I think 40 is really, okay, maybe not. I'm having a hard, this is why I'm having such a hard time with this wine, winos. 40 is really pushing it. I think this is a $30 Pinot as far as the value. It's just not complex enough and not present enough to be interesting, and especially at that price range. So I keep talking about this Chardonnay. So I had this Chardonnay, Flowers basic level Chardonnay, and I found that to be very present on the palate, but on the finish, it just fell off for me. It didn't really hang on. I would have loved that to last longer. It was actually super pleasant on the palate, but I just lost it a bit too soon. The nose was fine. It was, again, very one note. And once again, that's what I keep coming back to with Flowers. It's very one note. Okay, now granted, this is not that high-end level, but my point is that I've seen it on like every single menu, and I can understand there is comfort in the familiarity of a label, but when it comes to Flowers, I honestly would encourage you, winos, to explore what else is on the menu. I certainly wouldn't turn my nose up at this if it was served to me. It's super drinkable, but we live in a world of fine wine. Winos, here is the campaign I am running on. VINCE.WINE 2024, officially announcing my campaign. We live in a world of fine wine. This cannot be the standard. We can do better. You deserve better. We deserve exceptional wine. And if you vote for me, winos, I will deliver you wines that have sense of place, wines that are best of class, and wines that are truly unique. Donate to my campaign below. I'm just kidding. But truly, that's it. Sense of place, best in class, or otherwise a very unique, either for that varietal or just a cool, unique blend. And this does none of those. Maybe a little bit on the sense of place, but it's not screaming sense of place. It is not incredibly unique, and certainly not best of class. Winos, you really do deserve better. Explore the rest of that menu. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, please leave me a like. That helps so much. Don't forget to share this video with your wine friends. And until next time, winos, drink safe and drink well. Cheers.